Okay, hi Aquariuses. Welcome to my channel, Lucy the Antigua Tarot. My name is Lucy, and I am here to do a tarot reading, 9-card spread for you guys. It's not really a September reading. It's more like, okay, today's Tuesday, September 12th, but it's like 20 minutes to midnight. I'm in Guatemala, so that's Guatemalan time. And really, I just want this reading to reflect the energies, the transitions that might be going on for you guys in this point in time, considering everything that's been going on, beginning with the total solar eclipse of August the 21st, which brought in really very important energies for us that will be taking us on through to January of 2018, Aquariuses. So there's that. And then another really interesting component I feel is that the full moon that we had on September 6th was really that same moon that eclipsed the sun on that new moon that eclipsed the sun on August 21st. It was the same moon. So it's the first full moon of this eclipse, full eclipse, total eclipse cycle that's going to be hanging, that energy will be hanging out with us until January of next year. So really cool stuff going on. And so I felt, I'm not an astrologer, but I do keep up, try to keep up a little bit on it. But I just felt it was just so awesome, that energy and those energies, and to just do a tarot reading that kind of reflects that in the sense of what advice, what messages the cards can give you guys, Aquariuses, for this point in time, today being Tuesday, September the 12th, 2017, 20 minutes to 12. Now it's probably 15 minutes to midnight. So, and on through the rest of September, going into October even, right? Those energies, they don't have defined lines on them. So we are going to do a 9-card spread. I'm going to start with the card in the center, which is going to reflect your situation right now. Okay, Aquariuses, you're getting this is the 8 of Swords. Okay, now coming in up here, you have the Page of Swords, Aquariuses. Then you have what is this? The 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is the 7 of Pentacles. Nice cards. You have the Strength, which is a major arcana. You're also getting, wow, the 6 of Wands. So you have 6, 7, 8. 6 of Wands, 7 Pentacles, 8 Swords. Nice. You have, wow, this is the Judgment card. In Spanish is Juicio. Sometimes I have to stop and really think about my translation capabilities. But yeah, that's Judgment. You have the 3 of Wands. Okay, Aquariuses. You have the 10 of Swords. So here you have the 8 of Swords. Here you have the 10. Very cool. These are really awesome cards. You have the 6 of Wands. Here you have the 3 of Wands. 2 major arcanas, and let's see what's leaving your reading. You have the, wow, the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Very cool. All right, Aquariuses, so let's just like jump into it. And what I would like to do really is we're going to start with this 8 of Swords and this 10 of Swords. We're going to start with those first, and then we're going to look at this one. Okay, the 7 of Pentacles. And the reason why, because they're at the center. This is your main energy at your center. This one's crowning you, and this one's at the base. Aquariuses, with that 8 of Swords, often talks about victimization, feeling the victim. Okay? So what does this mean? It could possibly mean that you are maybe perhaps right now going through a phase where you are completely bound by your circumstances. You feel as though you are probably not capable of getting yourself out of there, freeing yourself of this destructive phase that you are in. Just like you feel trapped. And the thing is that if you were to try to free yourself, it might not be the best thing, the results that you get from it. That's what this card is saying. It might be devastating repercussions, devastating things that will follow. And so you're fearful of the pain and the restriction, but in reality, it's that exact thing that you fear that is exactly what is blocking you the most. It's not the circumstances that are around you that are keeping you blocked. It's your fear that's keeping you blocked. The fear of pain and the fear of restriction. You're afraid of being restricted. You're going through a time right now where you do not trust anyone, and you are your worst enemy because you are constantly doubting your own abilities, and not to be able to make a decision or to find a path. So this is a process, Aquarius. We all have to go through these processes. This is not unique, believe me. But this card in the center, and these are general readings, but this card in the center could be indicating that that's maybe you're feeling that way a little bit, right? And the thing is that it's keeping you from working on your goals. So you need to make a decision. You need to make some constructive, you need to take some positive, constructive action to get you out of there. And it's not easy. It's a process. And that's why it's difficult sometimes to understand this card, because sometimes oftentimes we'll be in this mode of denial, and we know that there are these issues, but we just don't know how to deal. We don't know how to deal with them. We don't have the resources, oftentimes, enough knowledge, enough resources to be able to deal with these with these kind of things, this kind of energy in a way that's going to be positive and really useful and helpful to us. Now she's blindfolded and she's tied up, and she's, like I said earlier, she's surrounded by swords. But if you look at this card closer, as I said earlier, she can definitely free herself, right? They're not those bands around her body and around her eyes are very loosely placed. So, and there's a clearing there between the swords that she can run off and escape, make her escape. All she needs to do is to allow herself to try. So the key, Aquarius, to this card is, there's a lack of a desire to try. Okay? So you have to try. You have to find a desire to try. At least try. Try something. Try escaping. Try, whatever it is that's holding you. And maybe the surrounding cards will give us more information. Exactly, is it family? Is it a job situation? Is it what is it? Is it an emotional thing? But I don't see any cups. I just see this one cup, so I don't feel like it's an emotional thing. But something's happening that's making it really difficult for you. Let's look at that Ten of Swords that's at the base of your center card, the Ten of Swords, which is also another very dramatic card, but it's the 10. And this is a good sign, Aquarius, because This is the 10th card of the swords. So this means that there's progress going on. The story, you're learning, you're going through these phases, you're progressing. And so that's what that card is saying. Because, okay, there are different levels of growth, there are different levels of opportunities for change that are presented to us to get through our stories from beginning, middle, and then to the end, right? And so with this 10 of swords, like here you're feeling trapped, but here you're at the end of that, and it's at the base of your reading, which means that this is going to pass. You're going to be able to eventually get out of that stickiness that you're feeling right now, Aquarius. Because the 10 of Swords is a culmination of all the negative aspects of the sword cards, yeah. All the sword cards are really interesting cards. They're my favorite because I think that we learn the best lessons with them. But I'm kind of getting a sense that it's a cycle because you have this 8 of Swords up above it. Okay, and that's why I feel that it is a cycle for you, which is very, very positive for you, Aquarius, because this is a tough position to be in. This is tough, but you will pass through there. You're going to pass through there. You're going to take off the blinds. You're going to free yourself. Now, crowning this, you have the 7 of Pentacles. And this is in relation to harvesting. It reflects abundance and growth, fruitful harvest. Very positive, and it's crowning you. So it's almost like promising you this beautiful harvest that's going to come in for you, that are coming into your life, or that are in your life, or have been around in your life for a while, or at this time, or for a while. In spite of this feeling, there's good things. You have 7 pentacles, 7 sacred spaces there. You could think of it as each space, Aquarius, signifying something specific in your life which has been great. Okay, you just have like this thing, something here holding you back. It could be family. It could be a project. I'm not really sure what it can be. I'm not really getting a clear message here. I want to say family, but I'm not sure. Focus on the end result as you are going to, live with this abundance, this harvest, no matter what you end up getting out of it. And what are your goals? Maybe that's what you need to think through, Aquarius. Maybe the problem is that you don't really know. I mean, you feel trapped, but you don't really know what to do, in the sense that you don't have any specific goals that you can move towards. And that's kind of tough when you don't know what's going on. And maybe that's why you're getting these wands here. Yeah. So that makes total sense. You have this entrapment. You are going to harvest, but whatever you harvest, you still have to deal with what are your goals. What are you going to do with it? What do you want to achieve with it? With this abundance that's coming in. And that's a hard decision, because if you're feeling trapped because of like maybe a belief system, or family pressures, whatever they may be, yeah, it's hard to break free from those kind of things that we are so attached to. Absolutely. However, I would like to look at your strength card, I would like to look at the Six of Wands and the Three of Wands to see what they have to tell us before we move into Judgment, the Ace of Cups, and the Page of Swords. So it seems to me that this Strength card is really positive for you guys. This is a major arcana. Like I said earlier, it's the number 8 of the major arcana. And you have 8 swords here. You know, the numbers are interesting. You have 6, 7, 8, and then you have the 10. And this is an 8 also, the Strength card. And this card is all about feeling the need for order and discipline in your life at this time. Feeling the need, not only are you being advised to do it, but you're feeling it also. And yeah, you do need it. You need to have discipline. You need to know where you're going and discipline yourself to achieve those goals. To try to think about the different ways in which you're perhaps allowing yourself too much excess, feeling more trapped than what you really are. There's definitely a lack of balance here with this card. You could be in denial, not really thinking about why you're feeling that way, not really being sincere with yourself about it. You're in denial, and it takes strength of character, you know, to build our character. It's a lesson definitely to be learned, hence the swords, to really look at situations. Sometimes we're in denial because we can't think of the idea of that somebody we love would how can we hurt them, you know, or how can we think different from them or act differently from them or whatever, you know. I mean, I don't know the details, but those are just examples. Just having the strength to see the reality as to why you are feeling this fear, whatever that may be. Then you have that Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is really a positive card because it's all talking about a success that you've recently had in your life. And might be thinking here that maybe, perhaps, though you're still feeling this way, maybe you're realizing that that you need to do something about that. You are being promised this Ace of Cups here, so it's almost like, and this is all emotion, so it's almost like you're emotionally taking, like, you will eventually take a stand of how you feel, and confront this, and you realize this, and that's a huge victory if this is the case, right? But the Six of Wands is a card of triumph and victory, and says that you are probably in a place in your life right now where you have the total right to feel very proud of yourself because you've achieved a great thing. You have achieved something great right now. So there is a test of will, and the strength is totally, you know, backing that up of your will. What will you do? What does your will wish to do? What will your goal be? It's funny how we use the will in that way too, for a verb, in the form of a verb, Aquarius. But yeah, it's about your will. What is it that you really want? This is a test of your will, and it's a huge test, and that's what's going on with you. And then you have that Judgment card. Well, no, you have that Three of Wands at the bottom. And this is indicating that you have gone the distance. You've done the work, and hence that's why It's not 8 anymore, it's 10. It's been painful. It was really hard. It really affected you, but you're done. So I think this is definitely a process, a cycle for sure going on here with these cards. You have that Judgment card. It's amazing, really amazing. You have this Judgment card. Major Arcana is number 20. The Major Arcana, number 20. The last Major Arcana is the 21, which is the World, and you have the Judgment. And this card, it makes sense to me. It's difficult to read because it can have different meanings. Because it can mean your own personal judgments, and if that's the case, it's telling you to be careful how you proceed. It can also mean or represent harsh judgments being made upon you or by you. And what I am thinking, it's probably a little bit of both in your case, Aquarius, because whatever this entrapment might be in relation to, I am getting the feeling here, and though there's nothing here indicating that yet, that it might be a belief system or something to do with family matters, and you've had to make, and you've been in denial, and you've had to make some really tough decisions to move forward, be able to move forward, which you have. And in the process of making those decisions, you've had to make some difficult judgment calls. In other words, look at a situation, at whatever that may be, and people involved in it in a real way, and make judgment calls that would help you to kind of see the reality as it really is, in spite of the fact, taking the courage to do that, in spite of it's something that we're not really very happy to learn or hear about or to notice, acknowledge within our lives. And I think this is what's going on with your reading. Your reading is very difficult to read, Aquarius. You're coming in with the Page of Swords and you're leaving with the Ace of Cups. So let's look at the Page of Swords first, and then we'll look at that Ace of Cups. Both of them are totally very important in this reading. Okay, so let's look at these. With the Page, all pages are earth signs, but they also bring whatever it is, the energy that they're holding, it brings that influence also. So this is earth with air. Swords are air, which is all about communication, mental processes, okay, that kind of thing, how we view the world, how we deal with what is happening to us in our mind, okay. So with the Page is a court card, okay, so it comes after the Ten of Swords, and here it's coming in first. So what it's saying is that you're starting over again after the dissolution, after the pain of the Ten of Swords, after all of that pain that it caused you, where you hit rock bottom with it. So this is saying that you're starting over, okay, because you had to go through all of this and go through here, and now you're starting over again. So all the movement, what that card is telling you at the beginning of your reading is that all the movement that you're going to make, and the direction in which the movements you're going to be making, okay, so this is like a second time around. and you're wiser, hence the Triumph card. That makes sense. Whatever, the direction that you move into is gonna be a big improvement, and it's gonna be very positive for you. But you are feeling a little bit paranoid, actually, about the moves forward that you are making, because you're afraid of creating the same situation again, that pain and this entrapment. You're afraid. That's your fear, Aquarius. Your fear is having to feel that entrapment again. You haven't quite freed yourself yet, but you're going to try again, which is awesome. It's telling me that you're trying, and hence the victory. That's beautiful. And you know what? It's understandable to have this kind of fear. It makes total sense with this card. It's bringing it all together right now. It makes total sense that you would be fearful, Aquarius. But, the Page of Swords is telling you to just have peace of mind. Rest assured, because you're going to get the help that you need that will guide you through this new cycle, this new existence, this new beginning. The Page of Swords, this energy is bringing it in for you. You're going to feel it. You're going to have faith again. You're going to be able to do it. Because you're making positive changes in your life at this time. You have like some really positive cards. You made the right judgment calls. I mean, you saw the reality, so now you're going to go again. Yeah. You're making positive changes in your life at this time, and that can only bring positive and great rewards for you. And that's what that Page of Swords is telling you. So, Aquarius, you're mentally, you're an assertive person. You're alert. You're very impressionable, as well as curious and investigative. You like to investigate and learn. And what's really guiding you, what's really inspiring you, what's really pushing you with these wands, and they're all going up towards your page, which is really cool. That energy, that inspiration that's coming in, and pushing you or ruling you at this point in your life is that drive for transformation. You want to transform. Hence, you've got these two major arcanas, which are really great. So, it's a blessing. There's a protective, highly protective energy, a state of being that is mentally trying to come in for you. And it's going to give you the things that you need to experience after spending so much time being so sad and so serious. And you've moved past all of that frustration and are beginning the next phase, having learned valuable lessons. And I think that the reason why it's the next phase here is because this is in relation to something or someone that you really love. And that's why it was so painful and so difficult. And you had to really come to terms with a lot of things about this. And it was very difficult. And now you're going through it again because this thing, this person is around you all the time. It's an important component of your life that you just can't discard because it's problematic. It's like you have to learn to live with it, to love it, to accept it, and not be fearful, not be afraid. I think that's what's going on here. And you're leaving with this amazing, you know, Ace of Cups. Beautiful card. Overflowing love, energy. It's all about new beginnings. It is an ace. And new beginnings in your emotional level. Your feelings about all this. It's coming to terms with the feelings, not feeling so hurt about it, becoming stronger from it, having the strength to acknowledge it and to still love it. Give it your love, your patience, whatever that may be. That's what that is saying. So with this card, it's clearly a sign of blessings. It's going to be, once you've learned this lesson, it's going to be a very blessed thing for you, and it's going to bring bunches of harmony into your life. So Aquarius, wow, very, very interesting reading. I hope you guys liked it. It is a general reading. Please forgive me if any of this made you feel really uncomfortable. It's a very difficult messages. I could be completely wrong in the interpretation of this. But at the same time, I find that it really is bringing some very powerful messages for you and for all of us. We've all been through this kind of thing before, and it's part of living and life. And it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'm so emotional about this right now. Please take good care of yourselves. Be positive. And yeah, thanks for visiting my channel, Lucy the Antigua Tarot, and thanks for visiting this reading. I hope you're blessed. I wish you many blessings, you guys. Take good care. See you later, okay? Bye-bye.
Such few days that we spent together, yet the moments we shared, they seem to last forever. Hope we didn't try, hope we didn't die.